In this video, I'm going to show you how to graph inequalities on a line. In later videos, I'll show you how to graph it on a coordinate plane, but for today, it's just on a straight line. So it's pretty straightforward. So for example, what if we have an inequality that says y is less than or equal to -3? All right, in this case, I have two parts of the inequality. It is both less than and it's also equal to. All right, so let's draw a line. Oh, that was a bad line. All right, there you go. And all we need to do, guys, is, I know a lot of you are going to want to graph every number between here and infinity, but you don't need to do that. All you need to do is draw a circle and put a -3 under. But now you have to determine if you're going to color that circle in or not, or just leave it as a plain circle. In this case, because you have two different things, it means that you're going to color that circle in. So this says -3. Well, it doesn't say anything yet. Now I have to draw an arrow to show which way this is going. So I have to draw my arrow to the left because this is telling me that that y is less than or equal to -3. So all I need to do is draw a line, a single dot, and then decide whether or not to color it and put the number underneath. Then I have to say that my arrow is going in this direction. By the way, if you look at this arrow up here, you see how it's going in that same direction? It's going in the left direction because it says it's less than or equal to. But because it's colored, I have to do both. All right, let me do another one. What if we say 2 is less than x? All right, well, again, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to put a circle. I'm going to put a 2 underneath. Now, I have to decide if I'm going to color that circle in. Well, in this case, it just has one thing. So in this case, I am not going to color the circle in, okay? But you can read it two different ways. You can either read it 2 is less than x, or you can also read it backwards like this, and you can say x is greater than 2. All right, so in this case, I'm going to say x is greater than 2 because it's going in this direction. Do you see how, if I were to rewrite this little equation, it would say x is greater than 2. And do you see how the arrow is pointing? The arrow is pointing in that direction. So x is greater than 2. And I don't have to make 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 0. You don't have to put all those numbers. All right, in my last example, this little inequality says that x is greater than 0. Now remember, 0 is a number. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to put a 0 on the bottom, but then I'm putting my circle. This might be a little confusing, actually, because we're talking about 0, but I'm putting my circle there, and because there's only one thing, there's only one thing, I do not color it in. But I do have to say that x is greater than 0. So I'm going to take my line, I'm going to draw my arrow this way, and put my arrow going to the right. X is greater than 0. Can it be 0, by the way? No, it can't be 0, but it has to be greater than 0.